Welcome back. Today we're talking about functions. We are going to see if a set of data is a function or not. You'll see different examples of how function sets can be shown. So just a reminder, a function is the connection between two different sets, and a set is a collection of information. So what I want is I have an input and an output. My inputs are my x's, my outputs are my y's. If I put an input into my function machine, only one output can come out. If I put one input into the machine, but I have two different outputs, that breaks my machine and it's no longer a function. So my trick with a set of points is to just look at the x's. So I underlined my x's because I'm visual and I need to see that. Now I want to see, are there any of repeating numbers? I've got a -2, a -8, a -7. Ooh, another -2. Already I know, not a function. If I put a -2 into my machine, this set of points is saying a -4 and a -8 are coming out. That breaks my machine. So that's why this set is not a function. There's 3 more ways that you can see a function. Let's go ahead with the first set. So again, for one input, I want one output. My trick is, let's look at the inputs and make sure they're not repeating. I've got a -12, a -10, a 0, and a 5. None of these are repeating, so this is a function because none of my x's, my inputs, are repeating. Now, if my outputs are repeating, like we might see in this one over here, we're going to talk about that in a second. First, let's make sure if I put my -5 into my machine, only one number comes out. Yep, it's only pointing to 15. Let's check -2. Only -10 is coming out of my machine. 0. And 11 is coming out. Ooh, I've got a second arrow. That means my 19 is coming out as well. Now it's broken. Okay, because my input of 0 and now an 11 and a 19 are trying to come out of that machine, it's broken. Okay, I have 2 outputs for one input. Can't have that. But let me just look at something real quick. I also see 2 arrows going to 14, but that's okay. Okay, that's okay because if I put a 3 in, a 14 comes out. If I put a 6 in, a 14 comes out. So what I'm really worried about is what I put an input in. If 2 numbers come out, then that's when it's not a function. Now let's look at our third one. We're going to do our vertical line test. So I start with a vertical line and I move it all the way over to make sure I only have 1 point on that line. So right now I have the end 1 point. There's no other points. Again, only 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. Okay, I only see it's hitting 1 point each time I go. Okay, so that one's good. Now, I want to show you if it wasn't okay. If this was not a function, say my graph went like this. Now, let's try the vertical line test again. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, now I hit it. Oh, right here. I've got a point on my vertical line right here and a point down here. Because it has 2 points, now it's not a function. Before it was a function because only 1 point hit the line at a time, but now I've got 2 points on the line. So now it's no longer a function. So when you have a data set or a table, what you can do is just look at the x's. Make sure they're not repeating. When you have a graph, use that vertical line tool. Use it from one side to the other. Make sure only 1 point hits. If 2 point hits, it's not a function. See you in the next video.